My name's Silas. I am a music producer, I am a sound engineer, a voiceover artist, and a music educator. I work primarily with hip hop music, Afro beats, a bit of EDM. I like making future bass as well, so it's quite a few genres that I work on, and that's me. So my journey into production music, it's a bit long-winded, but I'll give you the short version. So I was sitting playing FIFA, and I was just on my PlayStation. It was many years ago, 2013. And I heard music and I was like, isn't this a South African person? I checked and I was like, actually, I do know this song, right? And I was like, how do you get your music onto these platforms, right? And I was like, I want to start doing this. So I started Googling, I started making phone calls, I sent out a bunch of emails. I think I first started out by reaching out to a camera crew. I don't know why I did that, but I'm glad I did, because then they referred me. They said, maybe speak to production houses. Production houses were like, maybe speak to the people in marketing. People in marketing, they sent me down a long goose chase. Eventually I ended up at Norm, what's Capasso now. I remember having a meeting with one of the people that worked there, and they basically broke everything down, and I was like, okay, so there is a system to this. And little did I know how big that system was. And then from there, I started, reaching out to various libraries and, submitting my music, and the rest is history. So I was born in Lesotho to Ugandan parents. I then very quickly moved into the Eastern Cape. I grew up there around many different people. You can imagine, I didn't really fit in any way. I looked one way, but I spoke another, but then I related to another. I was all over the place. And then I went to Cape Town. I was there for some years, and then from there, now I've been in Joburg for 10 years. So I've been all over, and the influences in my day-to-day just looks very, very different, I feel like, from a lot of other people that are in my situation in this country, just because of the people, my family and my friends and all of that. And I believe that all of those different countries and those different cities have all slowly but surely over time shaped how I create music, how I interpret music. The other thing is that during school, I played the violin, and that little bit of classical training that I got also shaped my understanding of music, and it shaped my approach as well. So unlike majority of producers that are making the music that I'm making now, I have that background, and I think that helps make me stand out from the rest of the producers, I guess. I think the most important thing to remember is give your best work. And I shouldn't have to say that, right? But a lot of the people who ask me how to get into production music will come through. It'll always almost be as like an aside, as an extra. I make commercial music, but I do have throwaway beats that I think would do well on TV. Or I focus on this thing, but I do believe that if I had that, it would be a nice side income. I don't believe that people who do that get any sort of joy from production music. They send a couple of their throwaway beats to library, to different libraries, and they're just like, nah, we don't really need that type of music. People's libraries are already big, that much we know already. So you're gonna have to send your best stuff. That's my advice. You have to send your best work. Don't cut corners. Understand the process. There's so many YouTube channels out there as well that give out advice on how to work towards building a full career just based on library music. And it's possible. It is possible. There are people out there that are doing it. I'm not doing it, but I feel as though at some point I will get to that stage. But yeah, it's a possibility. My favorite album has to be Afropop Future Fresh. I think I made it in 2017 or 18. It has to be my best because it's the only one that I can listen to from beginning to end, happily, over and over again, because each beat, I segmented each beat into different story parts. So every single beat tells it tells many stories within the same beat. The entire beat changes up like after a minute and a half. So listening back to it, I'm just like, oh wow, geez, this was like, I can tell that there was a lot of time and effort that was placed on it. Apparently there's, it's doing quite well, but it is the one that I can listen to nicely from beginning right the way to the end. So I have just sent through a project to Mama Dance. Actually, I want to try and get a couple more done before the year ends. I am about 80% done with 2 other library music projects. I've been spending a lot of time just, learning and trying to just craft a sound, because at the end of the day, the only way that my music is going to get placed is if it sounds commercial, but at the same time it's got a little bit of a different edge to it. So that's what I've been trying to sort of focus on. So I think in the next coming months there will be music. You obviously won't know that I've made it, but what will be nice is being able to walk past the TV and hearing my music playing and being like, yep, that's me. So that's basically what I am trying to focus on in the next couple months.